It's very appropriate that we begin our exploration of the Indian Ocean in Amsterdam, a unique city that was built with the wealth derived from trade, a large part of which came from the Indian Ocean. The Dutch Golden Age was from 1585 to 1672. Ships sailed from and to North America, Indonesia, Brazil, and Africa. The Dutch East India Company was formed in 1602. It issued stocks and bonds to finance its business operations, and by so doing became the first modern multinational corporation. This innovation made Amsterdam the leading financial center in the world in the 17th century. The canals were built for defense and to facilitate the movement of goods. Amsterdam was the most important transshipment point in Europe. Today, a cruise on the canals is a good way to experience the city. The canal houses that were once home to rich merchants, bankers, and sea captains are now occupied by banks, corporations, hotels, and museums. The houses were narrow because real estate was valued by the canal frontage foot. Furniture and goods were brought into the house through the windows, with a block and tackle attached to a beam still prominent on many houses. Our hotel, the Waldorf Astoria, is only 5 years old, but it occupies 6 double canal houses built between 1665 and 1687. A highlight of the conversion restoration is a period staircase built by Louis XIV's architect, Daniel Marot. We got here a day early. We used the opportunity to wander around the very walkable city. Because of its unique city plan, Amsterdam is a city of bridges. In fact, there are 1,281 bridges in the city. Most are small, but all of them are picturesque. Between the well-known landmarks, like the Mint Tower where the single canal meets the Amstel River, there are lots of details to capture that help us get a feel for how Amsterdammers live and work in their city. Everywhere you look, you're reminded of the history of this place. The old Behinneslot Gate dates from 1574. It opens into a court which dates back to the Middle Ages, when it was a home to a religious community. Dam Square is the central square of Amsterdam and the site of the dam on the Amstel River that gave the city its name. The square is dominated by the Royal Palace, which served as the City Hall from 1655 to 1808, when it became the royal residence. Opposite the palace is the National Monument, erected in 1956 to commemorate the casualties of World War II. The flower market was in full bloom, with cut flowers, bulbs, and anything else for the gardener. Before houses were numbered and people could read, these gable stones used images to represent the name of the homeowner or the nature of the business. Another famous and infamous tourist attraction is Amsterdam's red light district. From medieval times, sailors fresh off the ships with money in their pockets would find women, gambling, and alcohol here. Today, prostitution is legal, and brothels share the street with peep shows, sex shops, and live sex shows. Coffee shops and bars sell hashish and cannabis products. Souvenir shops sell cannabis cookies and marijuana-themed souvenirs and paraphernalia. For a tamer taste of this life, there's Red Light Secrets, a prostitution museum, and several cannabis and hashish museums. Not coincidentally, the oldest church in Amsterdam is between the red light district and the harbor, making an easy stop for sailors seeking penance before embarking on their next voyage. The Oude Kerk was built around 1250 as a Catholic church. Amsterdam is a city of churches. The Golden Age was a time for scientific, artistic, and cultural development. Christian Huygens is regarded as one of the greatest scientists of all time and a major figure in the scientific revolution. Antony von Leeuwenhoek is known as the father of microbiology. The philosopher Spinoza has been recognized as one of the great rationalists of the 17th century. Under the patronage of wealthy merchants and bankers, Rembrandt and the Dutch masters broke new ground in painting. Today, Amsterdam has museums large and small that capture the Golden Age. This evening at the welcome dinner, we're meeting our fellow travelers. Our tour leader introduces herself and her team, and the lecturers who will try to educate us along the way. This morning, we're visiting Kukenhof Gardens, one of the world's largest flower gardens southwest of Amsterdam. These beautiful gardens are open 2 months every year to the public to show off the best of Holland's tulip industry. So how did all this get started? Tulips were introduced to Europe from Turkey in 1554. By 1593, it was determined that tulips did well in the climate of Holland, and an industry was born. The financial innovators of the Golden Age soon turned their attention to the tulip, and a market for tulip futures contracts was established. Short selling was banned in 1610. By 1634, speculators had entered the market. By 1636, the tulip bulb became the fourth largest export of Holland, after gin, herring, and cheese. Tulip mania reached its peak during the winter of 1636-37. Some contracts were bought and sold 10 times in a day. In February 1637, the contract prices collapsed abruptly, and the first speculative market bubble in history burst. After lunch, we head to Schiphol Airport, where the Black Pearl waits to take us to the next stop on our adventure.